Uh-huh.
There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the TheDannySaur alongside of Cha0s. We're bringing you Game 3 of Rip Zeez against 440 Gaming. Spawning in the left-hand side of merry-go-round, we have Rip Zeez, Jimmeh!
And spawning in the southern portion here on Merry-Go-Round Ladder Edition, representing 440 Gaming, he is the Giant Gnome.
Now, how big is a giant gnome?
Well, I mean, my guess is he is taller than a dwarf, but smaller than a hobbit? Is that how I would describe that?
Sounds about right. Sorry for the stream freaking out there, guys, a little bit. I wanted to make sure I had the right screen up. So sometimes the game freezes when I alt-tab. So don't worry, that wasn't Twitch or me lagging. It's just I alt-tabbed. So don't worry. But yeah, it's like maybe a hobbit without the messed up feet.
Well, obviously no messed up feet, but yeah. It's got to be bigger. It's got to be bigger than a dwarf because, you know, dwarfs are freaking short anyways.
Yeah, but dude, think about the size of that hat that they have to have. You know they got the big hat on top? That's like the same size as their body, so
yeah, that would be one pretty OP hat.
Yeah, it'd be large. I mean, that'd be like a 6-foot tall dwarf or gnome that's only 3 feet tall, but you know the hat, it's another 3 feet.
The conversations that we have, my friend.
You know, sometimes at the beginning of the game, I think people just like to hear our thoughts and dreams.
Yeah. And apparently, we both dream about giant gnomes. Or no, this guy does. We just went off that idea. That's how that went down.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna draw my imaginary line. So people on this is why I don't like this map. You can basically, oh god. Okay, Jimmy's just scouting. That's why. But you can kind of like take a line and draw it like right through this region. Maybe include these two bases in the middle. But this whole top section is just not utilized at all. So the map has to be really big. But like realistically, like right here is kind of where the line. Like over half the map isn't used, and it's weird.
I would challenge that though. I would say like in these spawn positions, the only bases that wouldn't be used would be the upper 4. So the one at the very top, and then the main natural and third base of the player that's not there.
Yeah, I mean I get that, but like sometimes the raised ones aren't taken on occasion. I mean they can be, but like that's as far to the right as you would go. So my line was just a little bit above them. But, like, you're cutting off a good at least third of the map there, and not much action is going to take. Those are going to be on the fringes. So, like, most of it takes place in a very narrow alleyway here, and it's just, I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just not for me.
Yeah, so a couple Reapers going to be doing a little bit of scouting, trying to get some damage done. Actually, they did a fair amount. Got out of there alive. Obviously, the combat drugs will kick in here shortly, and they will slowly regen their health.
Everyone's just going to regenerate all that health, so, you know, no harm, no foul.
So, yeah, so it looks like Jimmeh is going to be going ahead, getting up his bunker and his natural going. So things are looking pretty good there. It's looking like it's going to open up pretty standard for our Terran player. Obviously, we got the reactor Hellions going on, and then we got the tech lab going on, the barracks. Now, the biggest question for me is how quickly is he going to get his starport? Obviously, 2 more barracks finishing up here. But looks like, primarily going to be a ground army for the beginning of this. Yeah,
2 reactors on those. I'm like, that's looking bio. And there is the stim. And everything is as you would expect. And, yeah, when's that starport going to come down? And when's he going to start pumping that out? And, I mean, giant gnome. You can see the double Evo chamber. Spine crawl at the front. Grabbing the third. Nothing out of the ordinary. Stock, as you called it. I liked that word earlier. I don't like the word standard. Everyone says standard. And it's like too standard now. Like, pun intended, but it really is.
Yeah. So, yeah, at this point, Jimmeh just going to be getting up his forces a little bit more. We've got a couple more Hellions going to be coming out. Probably going to start harassing now. Now that he's got his kind of like hit squad coming in. Gotta love them. Two Reapers and 4 Hellions.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
Should
that
be able
poor
to get a
Ling.
Yeah, absolutely toasted. But yeah, so gotta check out on the third base here. And actually is going to be trying to deny a little bit of this creep.
Yeah, I like that.
I can barely get in there. One of the Hellions going to be going down, unfortunately.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah, a little bit of a bummer for him. Obviously, would like to keep that alive for as long as possible. But looks like we did have a handful of Lings try and do a little bit of damage. Didn't quite make it. Bunker's going to go ahead and get repaired, and this is going to be rocking and rolling for a little bit longer as Jimmeh gets up his natural. And yep, Starporn is out. We're going to start our first couple medevacs, and then we'll probably be looking at a push out here at around the 10-minute mark, as we usually see with most Terran players.
Yeah. Hey, Cha0s, fun question for you. While we wait for things to pick up. True or false? Marines and Marauders can stim pack from inside of bunkers.
Wow, I want to say no, but I feel like you're going to tell me that they can.
Yeah, they can. I learned that today.
How does that work?
Yeah, control groups.
I thought when you put a Marine or Marauder into a bunker and it was in a control group, it would take it out of it.
Oh, well, sorry, I think when you select the bunker, you can, like, click stim pack. Like, if you click on it, it's one of those things. But anyway, stuff's actually happening in the game. Jimmeh dropping in the backside of the base, going to be able to pick off some drones. 1-2 goes down, decides to target the Queen. The drones evacuate, so he won't get more than that. But this medevac doing some work, and going to pick up this gas and then probably get out of there. Nice, quick, and easy little drop there.
Yeah, got a lot of utility out of that. 8 drones going down as the small little hit squad at the third base also was able to take out a handful of units as well. Looks like the drop is gonna survive just barely. One of those medevacs did go ahead and fall. But yeah, overall some pretty nice multi-prong attacking going on. Looks like we got a couple more medevacs going to be meeting up with this third medevac. Overlord obviously scouting all of that. But lots of harassment going on and actually getting lots of damage done.
Hey, he was actually trying to attack the larva to make sure everything kind of stayed down, which was an interesting little tactic. But meanwhile, while the giant gnome was over here dealing with this, surprise, there's a big drop coming in. And if these roaches don't group up, well, it looks like he pushed it back. That's one of my least favorite things against Terran drops, is that if you don't group your units and they kind of stream in single file, I mean, the Terran army just stands there, laughs at you, and kills everything.
Yeah, just domino effect, just dum, 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 fall one after another.
Yep, exactly.
So, at this point, we do have a handful of tanks starting to get mixed into the army composition, which is definitely going to be nice extra firepower. He can obviously easily sit those down at the, I guess what would be like a potential third base, and have him siege up kind of that corner there. So yeah, so small drop going to be picking up as well. Going to scout that. Did he? I wonder if he saw that Ling chilling out at the third base.
Hanging out, having a blast. Well, yep. Burrow is 25 seconds away, and then that's going to be really annoying.
Yeah, also got plus 2/2 coming out for our Zerg player, while 1/1 is just now kind of getting it going. Yeah, kind of a late 1/1 timing.
Yep. Oh, burrowed, unburrowed, and then burrowed again. So yeah, that's just, I hate stupid burrowed lings. So angry, so angering, if you will.
Yeah. So units gonna start up. These medevacs need to move.
Yeah, they're just like getting picked out. Like, I'll get there. Whatever. I'm not gonna die to Queen. Oh God, those kind of hurt.
Yep, so small little hit squad going to be moving out onto the field. Granted, it does look like we've got some kiting issues with these random tanks just chilling out, doing whatever.
Yeah.
A little bit of a dance there in the.
Oh God, they are.
I don't.
They are freaking out.
They're like, man, that supply depot's not kind of letting us out.
They're like, you guys go right. What are we going right? Oh, there we go. There, it's fixed. Oh, nope, now they're going to the other side.
There we go.
Some super derpy tanks.
Yeah, so small little drop went back into the main. Wasn't able to get a whole lot done. Couple gains on the high ground. Did a little bit of damage, not getting too much done. Overall, looking at the units last tab, definitely actually in favor of the Zerg player, which is kind of surprising. Normally it's the other way around for pretty much all matchup, I would say, except for ZVZ kind of should be even.
Yep. About right.
Lots of upgrades finishing here.
Yeah, all kinds of the right side of the screen is just a slew. But yeah, 2/2 roaches are scary. Yeah, I mean, this
2/2 roach hydra. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. Granted, looks like from a supply standpoint, looks like both the players are pretty even at this point. Jimmeh is going to be posturing in the middle of the map, starting to get things rocking and rolling. It does look like he's going to start being a little bit more aggressive as the tanks are going to go ahead and follow up. You okay over there?
Yeah, we're all good. It looks like he is. I think it does. You're just going to kind of fly by this base. Does he not realize that there is a base there? Not sure.
Yeah, doesn't. I don't think he scouted it quite yet. Yeah, hasn't quite seen that. Does see his opponent's armies coming back. Granted, gonna be able to pick off this third base, but the question is will he be able to get out of here? Tank's getting into a really good position. Gonna be able to do a lot of damage up there, and we do have a small drop going back into the main. Gonna be able to come in here, take out the queen, and he will actually get a full scout off on the hive. So yeah, overall things are looking really good. Lots of drones being killed, 14 in total.
Yeah, and continuing now back over at the third base, and yeah, these tanks on the high ground, Jimmeh, that was awesome. Just great positioning there. He has such an advantage. Oh, he needs to pull back just a little bit. Oh, and he needs to go save his tanks and get those home as well. But yeah, great position, and it looks like the Giant Gnome's like, you're out of position. Time to run into your base. And after you lose 20 drones, that's a pretty key thing. So, is it going to work out?
And what's interesting is he lost those 20 drones. Granted, the supply is relatively in the Giant Gnome's favor, which means a lot of that supply is going to be an army supply, which is definitely not going to be very good for Jimmeh. And the supply depots are down, so looks like he's going to be waltzing right in here. Jimmeh, what are you doing? Oh, looks like we're going to be seeing some type of base trade going on.
Yeah, not quite sure there. I mean, even if the supply depots were up, it really wouldn't have stopped it. It just has so much army there. But yeah, it looks like the Giant Gnome has enough at home to deal with this big drop by Jimmeh. Got himself a little bit too spread out and taking huge shots from the siege tank on the high ground back in Jimmeh's main. But when you get to the Terran production, that's when things start to go downhill. And, I mean, Jimmeh's got some sporadic forces here and there, but I just don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a handful of tanks back here, but, I mean, he still has a lot of hydras and roaches back at home. They're definitely going to be walking right in. Granted, drones are being pulled. The rest of the tanks are going to be picked off here. Medevacs dropping as well, and I'd say with almost 30 SCVs being killed, that was a nice little comeback response. He's just like, well, you want to roll that way? That's perfectly fine by me.
Yeah, you want to be on the extreme right side of the map where I don't want to be near you? Yeah, whatever. Giant